Hello, welcome back to the start of another weekly vlog. It is Tuesday morning and I am sitting in our rent car. I always love watching people on YouTube when they vlog in their car and I'm always like, oh, I want to do that, but I don't have a car. So I do like taking advantage of being able to vlog in the car. So I wanted to kick this vlog off here. We left Chicago yesterday around the middle of the day and drove 6 hours. Well, 6 hours of driving plus a 1 hour time change. So we didn't get to Ohio until the evening. We just stayed at a hotel last night. It was a crazy thunderstorm. So it was nice to just get into our hotel and be cozy and safe in the hotel. And then this morning, we actually came to the office for the new team that Sam is joining. If you watched, I feel like I explained this pretty thoroughly in one of the lattes with Lakin, but I don't remember which one, that Sam, his job, his actual day-to-day job is not changing, but he has joined a team of support staff. So there is a guy that he works with who is his mentor, and he's an incredible guy, and he asked Sam to join his team, which is kind of an umbrella like underneath New York Life. So we do still work for the same company. I had somebody be like, well, you don't work for the same company anymore. We do technically, but he has been with the company for enough years now that he actually is considered an independent financial planner. So he no longer is like just affiliated with New York Life. He is, you know, it's hard to explain, but he joined this new team, and the guy who started this like little mini company under New York Life is originally from Ohio. So there's 4 members of his support staff that help him with the admin work and client scheduling and all kinds of stuff that allow the guy, his name is Joel, and Sam to do what they do best, which is meeting with clients and putting together financial plans. So anyways, they are located here in Ohio. So we figured while we were driving back from Chicago to New York and we could take an extra day, that we would stop in Ohio so that we could meet them. So we came by the office this morning and we all had breakfast so we could just like get to know each other a little bit more. And now Sam is actually staying to work for a little bit and I am gonna go run a few errands. I'm gonna go fill up the gas tank so that the car is ready to go. I need to run to the bank for something, and then I'm gonna actually run back to our hotel and finish packing up all of our stuff, change clothes, change my clothes, grab Sam's change of clothes, and then come back and get him. And at that point, he'll change and we will get back on the road. We have about an 8.5 hour drive this afternoon / evening to get us back to New York. But it's been good. I mean, I knew this last part of our summer was gonna be a little bit hectic. I mean, when we drove down to Texas in May, we did 2 days straight. Like, we didn't stop and see anything. We only stayed in a hotel because we couldn't drive anymore that day. Like, we didn't do anything exciting. It was also like the peak of everything going on. And so we packed up the car and we drove 2 days, basically the entire day for 2 days, to get ourselves down to Texas. And so I'm really glad that this trip home, we've kind of broken it up a little bit. We went to Houston and we were able to see Sam's mom, and then we drove to Chicago and spent a week with my mom, and even saw a couple friends while we were in Chicago, and then we were able to stop in Ohio so he could meet his team. And it just like, it all kind of worked out very well. But I will say, as much as I'm not excited to get back to our 400 square foot apartment that is awaiting us in Manhattan, I am excited to get home to Charlie tonight. I cannot wait to see her and just like get back into what is our space, what feels like our space. So. Hello, it is Thursday morning. I meant to check in with you yesterday, and yesterday just got away from me. I took the day off to unpack and get settled in, snuggle my little fluff ball here. If you don't follow me on Instagram, or I think I talked about it a little bit in Lattes with Lakin, Charlie ended up having to have emergency surgery last week. She is healing fine, she's good, she is home, but she has a cone on her head. So if you see Charlie in the next vlog, that's why. But she's good, and she like hasn't left my side since we've been home, and it's been awesome. I missed her so much. But yesterday was good. Like I said, I was able to get most of the unpacking done, well, all of the unpacking, but I didn't get to the laundry. That was like the one thing I didn't get done yesterday, which is fine. We have clothes, like we will make it to the weekend. I just kind of do like doing it during the day, during the week, because there's way less likely that I'm gonna cross paths with somebody in the laundry room. So I might try and get to that today or tomorrow. I have a lot on my plate today. I've already been logged into work for an hour. It's almost 9, but I knew that I was gonna be so behind. I had over 200 emails to check, and we have an important meeting this afternoon that I actually have to like get ready for because it's a Zoom presentation. But I thought I would go ahead and hop on and just say hi, and I need to show you something before I start cleaning it off. I wanted to show you something in its messy state before I clean it, and that is the current state of my desk. Are you ready for this? oh my gosh, it's so bad. There's just piles and piles of stuff, and I need to go through them and clean them and just get my desk in a place that I can actually work. I've been working on the bed for the last hour. But I also wanted to quickly tell you about why the desk is in the bedroom, because if you've been around, you're probably like, didn't you used to have some shelves there? Well, if you've been around for even longer than that, this is actually how the setup used to be. When I first moved into this apartment, it was my apartment because Sam and I weren't living together yet. We were dating, but we weren't living together. And when I first moved in, this is how I set it up. I had the desk here in the bedroom, and I had these like super dark, thick, heavy shelves. Not heavy like weight, like heavy, just they were dark in the living room. And those shelves fit much better in my old apartment, and so I had them here and it was fine. But then about 2 years ago, it was part of Self-Care September, so pretty much exactly 2 years ago, I and Sam had moved in at this point, and I kind of wanted the desk to be in the living room. That way, if somebody needed to work or do something while somebody else was sleeping, it was fine. So I got this inspiration. I ordered some new shelves from IKEA, and I did all this rearranging, and I moved the desk out into the living room, and I got those new clear shelves in the bedroom, and it was great, and the setup was great until we both started trying to work from home. So yesterday, as we were unpacking and Sam was like ready to sit down and start working, we were kind of talking about his work setup, and that was one of the best things about being in a different place, was that he was able to have a much better setup for work. And so we were trying to come up with some ideas of how we could make it work. And the only other table currently in our apartment is the coffee table. Now we actually do have a really cool coffee table that lifts up and like turns into a normal height table. But the problem is, where the desk was originally in that corner, we could not sit that close to each other, especially if we both have a call. Like, it just would not, we couldn't sit that close to each other and work productively. And so I suggested we switch everything back and put the desk back in here in the bedroom, and then the shelves out in the living room, so Sam could use the coffee table as his desk and workspace. So that is what we did. The shelves are set up. They look basically exactly the same, except the bottom shelf needs a little bit of cleaning, but it looks exactly the same except in that corner in the living room. And now Sam has the coffee table that lifts up. It's his desk, and I am still on my desk, exactly the same setup, monitor, all the things, but in the bedroom, which, to be honest, I kind of like, because now I get the natural light of the window. It's kind of gloomy today, so it's not a ton, but on a nice sunny day, it's going to be nice to have this natural light. I mean, it kind of brings back the same issue that if somebody wants to be working at the desk and somebody else is asleep, there is that issue. But I think given that we're both working from home right now, it's the best setup that we could ask for. So the biggest thing I have to get done today, I need to get that desk cleaned off like ASAP, because I have 2 Zoom calls for work today, which is rare. Normally New York Life doesn't really do any Zoom calls, but I have 2 Zoom calls today. So in the next, that's why I got up, no, I didn't really get up early. I said yesterday's latte so Blake and that I was gonna get up and like work out and do my morning pages. I didn't do that. I got up at like 7:30, but I didn't do any of those things. I just logged into my computer and got started on my emails. So I'm in a pretty good place on my emails. I know what my schedule looks like today, and so the first thing I need to get done today is get that desk cleared off and get ready and get showered so that I'm ready to go for the rest of today. I'm also just here to say that I'm so excited that football is back tonight, and I stand by the same thing that I said back when basketball started. I personally don't think that we need sports right now. Like, if it meant that we could get rid of COVID and everyone could be safe and healthy for us to like sacrifice fall sports, like, even as a diehard football fan, like I'm on board in a heartbeat. But it's here, and I'm gonna watch it while we still have it. I know somebody, when I said that about basketball, kind of disagreed with me, but that's my opinion on it. I don't think we should be playing sports. I don't think that these teams should be interacting with each other and like then traveling, and just I don't know, just doesn't sound like a great idea to me. Like, if we aren't even sure if we should be in person in school, like, why do we have football? But if they're gonna play, I'm gonna watch because I love football. So happy start to football season. Go Cowboys. I am a Cowboys fan if you did not know. And go Longhorns. College football also starts this weekend. So just sitting here ordering dinner for delivery because I still haven't placed an order for groceries yet. And then I get on Facebook after we order dinner and start scrolling to find out that there are fans going to football today. I did not know that. When I talked about it this morning, I thought it was going to be like baseball and basketball and hockey, where they all opened up with no fans and just virtual fans. I knew they weren't going to be in a bubble like basketball and hockey, but I thought it was going to be fanless. Nope, they're just limiting capacity, and I just think that's a terrible idea. I think that is a absolutely terrible idea, and it makes me way less excited about football season. I am back with more updated information on the fan situation. It's halftime, by the way. I am enjoying the fact that football is back, even though I got a little frustrated earlier. The updated information is whether fans are allowed at the games in the stadiums is up to each individual team / each individual state. Some states, there's not allowed to have fans, and then some, it's the teams are making the decision. A lot of them have, if they're not allowing fans, so far it's just through the end of September, and then they're gonna make a call for October, which I don't really think that much is gonna be different by October, but some teams have said no fans until for at least September, and then some are letting them in at lower capacities, and that number, that capacity amount is varying by team and by state. So that's the update. You can go look whether or not your team is allowing fans. Not that I want to go, but it's just super interesting. So it's not like an all or nothing thing kind of. Well, actually, I don't know what baseball did because I don't watch baseball. So they may have done the same thing because I know they still did games or do games in their normal stadiums, but like basketball and hockey had no fans. In fact, they did that. It's cool, like virtual fans. If you haven't watched a basketball or a hockey game, you should at least like Google it to see what it looks like. But they allow people to sign up and live watch the game in whatever gear they want to wear, and then they're projected onto the wall, basically. I don't know how they do it like with the technology, but it's super cool to see like the fans, and then they can make a team feel like more at home. Now, as we've gone into the playoff games, they've have a little bit more balance, it feels, between like a home and away. I haven't watched that many of the playoff games, if I'm being honest. I watched more at home when I was home with my family, but they, like when they were still in regular season, it was very much like only the fans of that team were being projected onto the walls. It was really cool. So obviously that's a lot more difficult to do in a football stadium, so I'll be really interested to see the games this weekend in stadiums that will have no fans, because tonight the game has fans, just a limited capacity, and they're all in masks. Hello, hi, it is Sunday. It's been a few days, but I have just been doing a lot of things and checking off a lot of things and just trying to get back into the groove of being back in our own apartment and just a different space, different like lifestyle almost. It's not like our lives are the same. We're both still working. We're both like still posting YouTube videos. Like all of that is the same, but it is taking some getting used to, and then also taking care of this cone head. I don't actually think I talked about it in a vlog. So yesterday I did a lot of like householdy type stuff that we just needed to get caught up on. All of the laundry, sheets, towels, all of those things. Just wanted to, you know, making sure everything was clean and felt like fresh. Even though I'm pretty sure I washed a lot of it or all of it before we left, but then it sat here for 3 months. So even if I did, I felt like it needed a refresh. So did all of that laundry. I also did some stuff to catch up with my patrons, and like I have a spreadsheet that I track everything and to keep, you know, the Facebook group updated and the texting service and just staying on top of that. And it'd been a while since I checked in with that. So I did that and updated it. And then when I just relaxed a little bit, I took an afternoon bubble bath. And then last night we watched the UT game because college football is back, kind of. The Big 12 is back. Texas football is back. I know that if you are a Big 10 or a Pac-12 fan, that you do not have football yet, maybe ever this season, but we were able to watch the Texas game and they won, but they were playing a nobody team, but they won by a landslide. It was awesome to watch them play. Our quarterback is just fantastic this year. I mean, he's been fantastic in the past years, but he's a senior now. And I was a little bit nervous because a lot of our great receivers went into the NFL. So I was like, who is he gonna throw the ball to this season? But he found a lot of receivers. He found a lot of new ones and it was great. And then this morning I took her to the vet, and then I finished up some editing, both for tomorrow's video and then for next Monday's video. And I realized between yesterday's cleaning and editing that I do have a podcast to recommend to you that I didn't talk about in my quarter three favorites. Yes, that's the quarter. But I listened to it all day yesterday while I was cleaning, and that is Planners and Wine. So if you are a planner girl, Meg and Myra are awesome. They created this great podcast that they talk about all things planner related, all different brands. They talk about all kinds of brands. They talk about what's real. They talk about what they like, what they don't like. They bring on guests for different episodes. Like, their podcast is fantastic. So if you are in the planner community, I would highly recommend checking it out. I got caught up on all of the episodes yesterday while I was cleaning and laundrying and putting things away. And then I was editing the favorites video and realized I didn't talk about them as a new podcast that I started listening to. So just wanted to give them a shout out. And then the other thing that I got done this afternoon was get started on some meal prep. So I'm diving back into my favorite cookbook, the Cook Once, Eat All Week cookbook. I still haven't decided, well, I think someone did comment that I should, if I don't plan to like use this one, if I'm gonna get my own spiral bound copy, that I should take this one back to the library. But I think libraries are open, but I'm actually not sure if they're open. So I need to figure that out. I have a couple other library books here too. I should probably check my account and see what's going on with those. But I am excited to dive back in. I picked a week this week. I just picked one randomly that the ingredients looked good and the recipes looked good and that had super easy prep. So the 3 things to prep this week, so it's always a protein, a vegetable, and like a starch. The protein is pork shoulder that is just sitting in the crock pot all day. So that is easy. And then the vegetable and the starch are Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes that just have to go in the oven. So like, it's not really anything. And then the Brussels sprouts, I bought frozen ones so that they were already cut. Like I mean, fresh Brussels sprouts I'm sure are fantastic, and I don't know if they were less expensive, but I didn't want to deal with cutting and messing with Brussels sprouts. So I just got frozen ones, stuck those in the oven. Sweet potatoes, I didn't have to cut them for this week's recipe plan. I just had to stick them in the oven. So super easy prep. I mean, it's all still cooking. It smells great, but so that is good. And then I cleaned up the kitchen with some of my new cleaning supplies, also coming in the favorites video. I feel like a huge dork talking about how much I love cleaning supplies. Now it is about time to watch some afternoon football. We didn't really watch any of the 1 o'clock games. He is a Texans fan and they played Thursday, and then my Cowboys don't play until tonight. But I think we're gonna watch one of the 4:30 games, whichever one we can get locally, to just turn on some football so that it really feels like a Sunday. And then I am gonna sit down with my planner and plan while I watch football. Actually, I'm gonna repaint my nails first. I'll tell you, I painted my nails on Friday during a meeting. That's just one of the things I do. Okay, when I'm on a meeting that is not Zoom and I don't have to really take notes, painting my nails is like the best activity to do. Anyways, I painted them burnt orange. I was like, oh, Texas football is back, it's fall, I get to use my burnt orange nail polish. So painted my nails burnt orange. They made it through the game, and then one chipped this morning. And I was like, well, that sucks. And this is why I don't use regular nail polish. Like, it lasted 2 days for me. And then I'm sure I could have fixed that one and then made it work. But because nail polish, hi. But because like nail polish is just so, I don't know if it's because it's less expensive than when I use Dazzle Dry, or like, I don't know what it is, but I just don't feel inspired to like fix the chip and keep going, because I think I also know that one is going to chip again soon. So I just don't even bother. I just pick it all off and I'm like, I'll just start over. So I'm gonna turn on football, I'm gonna repaint my nails, and then I'm gonna sit down with my planner and I'm gonna plan, not on camera. I'm gonna do a weekly planning session with stickers and whatever, but I'm not gonna film it. And I just can't even remember the last time I did that, to be honest with you. Like, if I didn't have a plan with me or film a plan with me in the last 2 years, it was because I didn't do it. It was because I wasn't in my planner. It wasn't because I did it off camera. And so I'm kind of excited, I'm not gonna lie. And I will show you the final product as part of next week's vlog, since that's like the week it'll be. One other thing I wanted to show you. So actually, two things, one and the same. So I started doing this back when we were in Texas. I did it in a different device, and I've switched now to this thing. Let me just switch the camera around. So I've switched now to this thing, and this is the Molly Ollie Caddy. You've probably heard about it. It's actually meant for like baby stuff, but it started becoming a thing in the planner community, and then they asked if I wanted one, and so I said sure. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, and when I got it, I still had no idea, and it actually sat in my closet for months, and I did not use it. Now I have a use for it. So it is my morning routine carrier, and I did it when I was in Texas because I wanted something that was easy to move around, but even here it's nice to have it all contained. So I've got like, this is my made for stuff. I've got my morning pages journal, gratitude, daily stoic, my write the word, the books that I'm reading, this is the thing I have to show you. I have my health planner, I have my Fear Boss workbook, my Best Today guide, and then I have a coloring book. I just threw that in here. But this is what I want to show you. So over the summer, I got a plum paper horizontal to be my one of my morning journal tools to do my I am statements in a horizontal. And I showed it in a weekly vlog, and then I showed it in my day in the life, and I was really, really enjoying it. But the planner was massive. I had gotten the 8.5 by 11 and it was just too big. I didn't enjoy it. It just felt like too much space, and I didn't need all that space. So I decided to get the same planner, but in a 7 by 9. I've mentioned this before, but because you guys are so wonderful at using my plum paper referral link, it's not even a referral link. You have to send me your email because their system is so weird. But you get 10% off and I get a $10 credit, and I have a ton of them and they expire in every 30 days. So I had plum paper credits to use. So I decided to get the 7 by 9. I got the exact same planner. I got a different cover. I just really like this cover. It felt like a nice relaxing cover to start my day. But the other thing that I did, I haven't even started using it even though it started in September, is I got a neutral. I just thought that it would be nice to have something a little bit more neutral to kick my day off, just instead of those bright colors. And sometimes I don't like the colors. So I figured, I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the neutral. And then the in-between pages, I got a slightly different. Well, I think I got just like one less than I got before. So I still got the prayer one because I do still want to use these in between pages. I didn't in the last version, but I'd like to. Like I said in that last vlog, my plan is if I do write the word weekly like I want to, there's 4 boxes. Each week that I do it, I will write that verse in the box. That's the plan, but we'll see if that actually happens. And then I decided to go ahead and get the coloring pages again. Because I think instead of doing a doodle, so what I was doing like a doodle per day on the monthly layout, I think I might do like a mood tracker where I just color it in. I don't know yet. I haven't decided, but I am excited to dive back into this starting tomorrow when I do my morning routine. The other thing I ordered from Plum Paper that you saw fall out of my planner are the bookmarks. So they have their own form of bookmarks. I think that the EC bookmarks would have worked, but I didn't have any with me down there. And so I ordered some and then I had this shipped here. So like, it doesn't even matter. Now that I have these Plum Paper, I probably could just use one of the bazillion EC ones that I have. But I'm excited for these. They're cute. They have little hexagons on them. It's just like the same bookmark, except it says today. So I can keep my spot in this one, and then I got a second one for my daily planner. Sitting on the same spot, but it's like 5 hours later. So I was able to plan out my week. It felt so good to sit there and play with stickers and watch football and like take breaks and just, it's been a really long time since I planned without a camera, and it just was really nice. And then I started watching the Cowboys game, and now it is halftime. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and take halftime to get ready for bed and do like my evening routine. I actually already planned out Monday in my daily planner, so really I just mean like washing my face, brushing my teeth, putting my pajamas on, you know, changing out of my day pajamas to my evening pajamas, so on and so forth. I've mentioned this in a few vlogs before, but doing my evening routine as early as possible and not worrying about, like, it doesn't need to be right before bed, but doing it when I still have energy, although this is way later than I normally would. Like on a normal weekday, 9:30, it's like bedtime, but I knew I would stay up and watch the game tonight. So I'm gonna go and do it now during halftime, and then I'm gonna finish watching the game. And then tomorrow morning, I know that I'm gonna sleep in. Like I already planned my week knowing that I'm not gonna get up as early tomorrow as I would on like a normal weekday because I'm staying up. Okay, come on. Because I'm staying up to watch the game tonight. And so one of the things that I'm working on this month is still doing my morning and my evening, but I'm talking about my morning routine, even if I don't do the whole thing. And so what I did to help with that is on my Routine Meister app, I've talked about this app a lot. So I actually set up 8 different versions of my morning routine. So I have like the minimum, like the one that I would do like regardless, like if that is all I have. And that actually takes an hour. And I could probably cut some things from that if I really had to. Like if I rolled out of bed 30 minutes before work, that's the one I would start on the app. Like I'd press play on that routine, and then I would probably end up skipping a couple of things, because what I also like about the app is it tells you when you would be done with the whole routine. So you can add time or take off time to try and get yourself to end at a certain time, which is great for the weekdays when I need to be starting work at 9. Now that we're back on East Coast time. So I have like my minimum, and then I have a 90-minute weekday minimum, and that's like gonna be my ideal weekday minimum, like regardless. So even if I know I'm gonna sleep in because I stayed up late doing something like watching football, Then 7:30 is gonna be my like latest wake up time so that I have an hour and a half before work starts at 9. So that's what I'm shooting for tomorrow, so do that 90-minute one. But then I also have 2 versions of 2-hour ones, of 1 2.5-hour ones, and then 3 different versions of 3-hour ones. Cause like waking up at 6 is not crazy. Like I was doing that consistently before, and so if I can wake up at 6 and have 3 hours before work, I have 3 different versions of the 3-hour one, whether I'm going to work out, go for a walk, or do some sort of other task to-do list item. So I am excited about all these different versions so that I can still utilize this app to help me with my morning routine, but also like not every morning is gonna look exactly the same, because as hard as I try, I don't always wake up at the exact same time every day. And then some days I'm gonna do different things. Like even this week that I planned out, which you'll see in my planner as part of next week's vlog, like some mornings I'm walking, some mornings I'm working out. Yeah, I'm walking for my mental health, not for working out, just to clarify. And that's it. This week I didn't do any like morning tasks, but I might, there might be weeks that I have morning tasks. So anyways, I just wanted to let you know that one of the biggest, I guess, learning tricks that I have found with working on my routines is doing them no matter what, but being flexible about the time that I do them in terms of like the time in the evening. The morning, it kind of has to always be at the same time, but the evening time, the time at which I do it in the evening, the length of the morning routine, and then the same thing with that is how, and then kind of coinciding with that is what I am doing. So I have some like non-negotiables in the morning that I have to do every morning, and some in the evening that I have to do every evening regardless. And then there are ones that I like to do at both. And then there's ones that I even more are like nice to have, but if it doesn't happen, like the sky, actually, if none of it happens, like the sky's not gonna fall. But you know what I mean? Things like brushing my teeth, like those have to happen on both of them. But anyways, if you are struggling to implement or be consistent with a morning or an evening routine, I would encourage you to pick 1 or 2 things to start with and do those consistently every morning and every evening until those are a routine that you don't even have to think about and it just happens, and then you can start adding more things on. That's gonna be my little rant about routines, and I am gonna go ahead and close out the weekly vlog here. So that is gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning. And so she is healing good. And of course now somebody is watching me. Whether fans are in the stands, or I don't know how they do it. Technologic, what? I was like, oh, Texas football. So I just lost a bunch of stuff. Oh, it is way too bright. I just really like this color. And then I have my 90-day, not 90-day,